Having only survived a few scenes in an episode, we have the rarest form of Frieza ever. Today, we're going to be looking at Mecha Frieza. So, let's see what all comes with the figure. Taking a closer look at Mecha Frieza, Tamashii Nations has given us 4 amazing head sculpts, which I am a huge fan of the head sculpts. I prefer head sculpts over faceplates. 4 pairs of hands, the tail to go with the figure, and then lastly, we have the cutting in half of Frieza himself. We are also going to be getting a stand with this figure. Now, I do have a little gripe with the stand. I do believe it could have been done a little better. However, they were generous enough to give us a stand where I believe they didn't necessarily have to. Now, one thing I do want to point out with the box is that, typically on the backdrop here, in here, we have like another slip of paper for the backdrop. Well, in this release, we are not going to have that. It's a little cool minor detail. There's no paper backdrop for this figure. You can see it matches here and then there as well. Curious to see if they're going to be doing that going forward. I'm not sure, but with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take the figure out of the packaging. With Mecha Frieza out of the box, the measurement for this figure is about 4.5 inches tall. For our size comparisons, we have Storm Collectibles Evil Ryu, Marvel Legends Neymar, and then lastly we have NECA Toys Ninja Gaiden's Ryu Hayabusa. Now let's bring Mecha Frieza in and have a closer look. Taking a closer look at Mecha Frieza, I just want to say that this figure rocks. I'm really enjoying this figure. The articulation is good, the presentation is good, the quality of the figure is good. I did suffer a little bit of a paint chip right here at the Adam's apple, I believe that's what that's called. Comment below and let me know if that's the Adam's apple. Yeah, so we have that right there on the throat. But yeah, man, just like the detailing of this figure, it looks good. So let's go ahead and hit the articulation real quick. He can look down this much, up this much, side to side. For the arms, really good T-pose here. And I like how they have like the shoulder pieces a separate piece so you can do this, and then the arm drops down as well. Very nice. You do have your bicep swivel. He is double jointed, but you also get the forearm swivel as well. So a lot of articulation with this figure. The same goes on the other hand as well. Double jointed elbows, you get your forearm swivel and your bicep swivel as well. Really good stuff here. And then for butterfly joints, it looks good. We're able to cross the arms. Very nice articulation for this figure. And then as we get into the torso, you can tuck in this much, lean back this much. And what I think is cool is how you can twist the body this way and then come to the upper half and twist it around this way as well. So really nice articulation. When we get down to the detailing of the figure itself, I love this minor detail of how you can see at the groin area, it's got like the metal trim. But on this side, because it's metal, there is no trim. So I like that subtle detail. Very accurate to the anime and manga. And then for the legs, you can come up, double jointed knees. You have your leg swivel. No knee swivel. The feet do extend out and come up as well. Now, a few things I want to touch on. Let's see, real quick, the split looks fine. So with the tail, my peg is not all the way flush in there, and I'm not sure if that's by design. I want to say that it's by design. I could be wrong. So here's our socket here, here's our peg, and then you just push it in. That's as far as mine will go. And then when you look, that's how it looks. So it's not flush. I think the tail is good for what it is. I'm not entirely sure if my tail is supposed to go in further or not. As you can see, it's not. But if yours does, comment below and let me know if your tail goes all the way flush in there, because mine's not. And that's how it looks, like that. So there's that. And then of course, the arms and legs come out very easily. So let's go ahead and see. Easy to pop off there, pop off there, no issue. Oh, Same for here. And then lastly. So yes, when we get to the other accessory piece that we're going to get later on into in the review, make sure you stick around. I just wanted to show you how previously with other releases from Tamashii Nations, you know, we would have this option to do these things, but it always seemed like it was flawed in some way or another. With Mecha Frieza, you no longer have to have that insecurity of if it's going to drop out, if it's going to stick, if I pull it out, will I ever be able to go back in? For my copy, no issues. We're back to where we were. The figure looks good. The figure feels great. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the head sculpts, accessories, and so on. Here are the 4 head sculpts that Mecha Frieza comes with. They all look great. At first, I thought it was pretty cool that you could pull out these pieces here on the back. I thought it was just unique or whatever, but then I realized that you can put them in all of these head sculpts here. So that does save with material. So that was a smart move. Because if you had every head sculpt with those additional pieces here, it probably would have cost them a lot more money. Probably like a few dollars, but still having that option to just swap them out. And then real quick, I'll just show you. So you just pull this one out here and you would just plug it in here. And then the same goes for this one as well. All right, and so on and so forth. You would just go down the list here. Now let's move into the pairs of hands. As we move into the pairs of hands, one of these pairs is very iconic to the character. That is going to be this one here for his Supernova attack. Now I would argue that Death to the Earth attack here would be these pair, where he can grip the Earth or planet and just destroy the planet. I would argue that these gripping hands would be those special attack moves. And then of course you have your Ki Blast hands and then your closed fists. And then that will wrap it up for the pairs of hands. Now let's move into the final addition to this release. For our last addition to this release, we have the famous cutting in half of Mecha Frieza. Now my only gripe that I have with this additional piece is the stand, because I feel like the stand should be a little bit taller. Because if you have it straight up, that's how it looks. And then imagine, you know, you have Trunks here, which unfortunately I don't have Trunks, but you know, obviously if you were to pose that up, it just wouldn't look right. Maybe it could have been a little bit taller. I'm not sure how that would have worked with the packaging. Nonetheless, we do have it, and you have the option of sliding it back so you can get it. So that does work. Now, real quick, what we'll do is we're going to take Mecha Frieza without the head and then pull off everything and then swap it onto here. So let's speed everything up. And then there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you're going to be with the end product. And it looks really good. Like, the figure looks great, everyone. The rarity of this figure is amazing. So let's go ahead and real quick, for an example, you know we had to bring Ryu Hayabusa for this one. There's no one else who can do it better than Trunks, than Ryu. So for an example, you have him posed up like so. I'm not even sure if he's going to stand up. Let's see. So this is how it would look like. Not too bad. I wouldn't say it's very practical, but again, more than likely when you're taking your shots and things like that, you'll have another stand that you can use, or you can always just prop this one up so that it looks like it's how it's supposed to from the anime, right? But with that out of the way, let's now get into the conclusion for this review. Mecha Frieza is a rare form that only lasts a few moments in one episode from Dragon Ball Z. So to have this figure from SH Figuarts should be something appealing to a collector, because this is a super rare form of Frieza. And the way that Tamashii Nations went about perfecting and producing this figure has been outstanding. They did an amazing job, from the head sculpts, the additional whole body piece accessory, pairs of hands. It would have been nice to have an effect piece. I feel like that's where Tamashii Nations is lacking. Just the effect pieces would be nice. You know, we'll pay the extra $5. Apart from that, you have a rare figure that is a solid release, definitely worth picking up, because once this figure is sold out everywhere, best believe you're going to be paying out the ass to pick this figure up. So if you can get him for a decent price, I would say, you know, $125 and below, then you're winning. You're doing good. We have King Cold coming out later this year. I have him pre-ordered. We will be doing the review here on the channel. I don't know if I'll have Mecha Frieza at that time. I don't know. One secret, or one thing you guys may not know, is that here on Mars, we sell figures. Now, thank you all for watching. Make sure you check out my SH Figuart reviews. Make sure you check out my last review, and we'll see you all in the next one. Thank you, and peace.